There are a lot of credit card combinations out there. You have things like the Chase or Amex trifecta, where you combine several different cards that earn points at different rates in different categories to create the perfect setup. But in this video, I want to talk about another combination that some are calling the perfect credit card setup, the Capital One Duo. Hey credit warriors, welcome to the show. My name is Ben Hedges, and on this channel, I upload videos about credit cards, credit card rewards, and personal finance. If you like the sound of that, do subscribe. But let's get into talking about the Capital One Duo. Oh, and this video is brought to you by Kudos, but more on that later. So first of all, why a duo? Not a trifecta or a quadfecta or whatever. Well, with Capital One, they have a restriction that you can only have 2 Capital One personal cards at any given time. Now, some people have managed to get more than one somehow, and they obviously leave comments saying that this isn't true, but in general, that is Capital One's rule. And thus, we get the Capital One Duo, which generally consists of the Venture X and the Savor One cards. There are also a couple of other alternative combinations you could do, and we'll talk about those later. Now, why is this duo so good? Well, that would be because the Venture X gives you unlimited 2 miles per dollar on everything, and the Savor One gives you 3 miles per dollar on popular categories such as dining and grocery stores. And entertainment too, but that's not as big of a spending category for most people. But hold on, I thought the Savor One was cashback, not points. Well, it is, but Capital One gives you the ability to transfer cashback earned from their cashback cards to cards that earn points, and then every cent earning cashback then becomes 1 point. So if you had the Savor One only, you could only redeem as cashback. But if you have the Venture X as well, then you can transfer it all over there and have points from the Savor One combined with the points you earned on the Venture X. From there, you can transfer out to any of Capital One's 18 transfer partners, which includes some of my favorites, like British Airways, since it's so useful for US domestic flights on American Airlines, flying to Japan on Japan Airlines, and of course flying to the UK. But they have many other partners that you can see on this list. The Savor One has no annual fee. However, the Venture X is $395 a year, but it does have a $300 travel credit for Capital One travel, and in the first year, you get a $100 global entry / TSA pre-credit. And then after your first anniversary, so every year after the first year, you get 10,000 points as an anniversary gift, which has a minimum value of $100. So basically, when you add either the global entry credit or the 10,000 points to the travel credit, you are getting $400 in value back each year just for keeping the card open. When you deduct the $395 annual fee, you realize you come out $5 positive. All right, let's take a look at some of the other benefits of the Capital One Duo and some of its variations. But first, are you guys tired of guessing which credit card to use for every purchase? What if there was an easy way to never miss out on rewards again? Well, let me tell you about Kudos, a free smart wallet that helps you get the most out of your credit cards. Plus, they're giving a special bonus for my viewers. Sign up with my code SHIFU and get $20 after your first eligible purchase. With Kudos, you can receive smart recommendations on which card to use at checkout, autofill your card in 1 click, unlock hidden card benefits, access elevated card offers with Card Match, and more. Kudos is like Honey, Apple Pay, and NerdWallet all rolled into one. It's a game changer. But don't just take my word for it. Kudos is trusted by over 200,000 members who collectively earned over $100 million in credit card rewards last year, all while maintaining a 5-star review on the App Store. It's no surprise that Card Rates awarded Kudos the #1 app to multiply your credit card rewards. And the best part, Kudos is completely free. There's no hidden fees, just more cash back in your own pocket. Kudos simply makes a small commission when you shop at one of their 15,000 participating sites. So what are you waiting for? Kudos works on all major desktop browsers and your iPhone. Click the link below and use code SHIFU to get Kudos for free today. And as an added bonus, Kudos is giving my viewers 2,000 points after your first eligible purchase. That's the equivalent of getting $20 back. So stop leaving money on the table and start getting more out of your credit card rewards with Kudos. All right, so the Venture X is the premium travel card of the duo. So this is the one that's going to give you airport lounge access in both Priority Pass and Capital One lounges. You also get 5 Capital One miles per dollar on flights and 10 miles per dollar on hotels and car rentals if you book all those things through Capital One Travel. There's also cell phone protection up to $800. Then on the Savor One, in addition to the points you earn, there are also some benefits, like there is currently an Uber One membership, which includes all these benefits benefits such as no delivery fees on food orders, 6% Uber cash back on rides, etc. That runs until November 2024. Both cards have no foreign transaction fees, and since they are not American Express, the Venture X I think is a Visa and the Savor one is a MasterCard, they will have greater acceptance abroad than cards like the Amex Gold, which also has dining and supermarkets as bonus categories, but only the dining category on the Gold is international. The supermarkets category is limited to the US. Now let's look at some other combinations you can do with the Capital One Duo. So if airport lounge access isn't that important to you, you could get the Venture instead of the Venture X, okay? The Venture is also 2 miles per dollar on everything. With the money you save by not paying such a high annual fee, okay, because the Venture is only $95 a year, not $395 like the Venture X, with that money, you could go and sign up for the Capital One Savor instead of the Savor One, and the Savor gets you 4% cash back or 4 points per dollar back on dining, entertainment, and streaming. It could be worth it for someone who really spends a lot on dining. The reason that card exists with a 4% rate is because of the old Uber card that also used to give 4% on dining. The Savor originally came out with a 3% rate on dining, but had to increase to 4% after the Uber card came out shortly afterwards. But then the Uber card later ceased to exist, and the Capital One is still stuck paying 4% on dining. So anyway, if you spend over $9,500 a year on dining, then the extra 1% offsets the annual fee, okay, of $95 on the Savor. Otherwise, just go with the Savor One. Although, if you're going to transfer that cash back to the Venture X or the Venture and use it as points, you could be getting 2 cents per point on average, which in that case, you'd only need to spend $4,750 on dining per year for it to be worth it. I spend about $7,000 to $8,000 per year at restaurants, so for me it would actually be worth it to pay the annual fee on the Savor of $95 instead of getting the Savor One. You can do that math for yourself and figure it out. Lastly, let's look at the bonuses on these cards and then the application rules to get the Duo. So for the bonuses, we'll just focus on the Venture X and the Savor One. The Venture X, well actually, and the regular Venture, they have the same bonus. They're currently offering 75,000 points for spending $4,000 in 3 months. Then the Savor One has a bonus of $200, which is convertible to 20,000 miles for spending $500 in 3 months. So if you get both bonuses and you transfer that cash back over to the Venture X and it becomes miles, you will have at least 95,000 miles in your account. Actually, you'll have over 100,000 since you did 4,000 in spending on the Venture X, which at 2 miles per dollar earns you 8,000 miles. And then you did 500 on the Savor as well. That's enough for a round-trip business class flight to Europe. Now, what about application rules? Well, we already talked about Capital One only allowing you to have 2 personal cards. But then people also say don't apply for more than 2 Capital One cards in 6 months. Although some people on Reddit say that this has now gone down to 3 months. Alright, so that is our video on the Capital One Duo. I hope you found it helpful. Don't forget to get Kudos for free using my code SHIFU through the link below and get 2,000 Kudos points worth $20 after your first eligible purchase using their browser extension. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new, and also put my credit card guide in the description where you can find many of the Capital One cards we talked about, like the Venture X, Savor, etc. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.